music.
He's not a bat, he's a man who fights crime. And we're gonna watch him fight for a minute at a time. With John and Niall and a guest who doesn't rhyme. It's Bat Minute!
Hello and welcome once again to Bat Minute Returns, the show that flips and tricks its way through Tim Burton's, you guessed it, Batman Returns, 1 minute at a time. I am one of your hosts, John Parker.
I am the other host, Niall McGowan. I didn't guess it. I was like, oh, what's he talking about? What movie is this going to be?
What film could it possibly be with that title? Well, here to help us solve that once again is our very, very special guest, host of the wonderful Matrix Minute. It's Phil Dragash.
Meow.
That was disturbingly good.
Thanks.
Very accurate. And yes, today we are talking about minute 35 of Batman Returns. The minute starts with a dull conference again, but we'll make it fun. And it ends with the Penguin revealing himself to actually be the hero of this movie.
He's flipping. Everyone's flipping everything this week. Oh, we're doing things out of order. It's going crazy. We're going crazy over here.
Was that a flipper joke because he's a penguin?
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Oh.
Nice.
It is now. Well, yes, as I alluded to, we are back at the press conference that we've mentioned here.
That's right.
And the mayor denounces the urban chaos plaguing the city.
We'll say, like, you're coming in here, because like the mayor come down the steps. Max Shrek there, looking very casual, just with his arms slung over the chair next to him, legs crossed, just like... And the weird thing is, like, remember at the start of the movie, when Max Shrek was coming out of the office for the Christmas tree lighting,
right?
And everyone was all about Max Shrek, everyone loved him, and he's just sitting here casually in front of a bunch of people, and nobody cares.
Yeah, look
like,
at him.
Everyone's...
There's more pressing matters now.
Yeah, like, oh, we're over this guy. I mean, we've seen him once already, who cares?
That's quite realistic then to real life.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Also, very diminished numbers in the amount of people. Although I guess you could say these are all... they're not all reporters, though, because you see a lot of people with shopping bags, so...
I think people are too scared to go out in Gotham now.
I've got to make them come down to these press conferences, and I have to get a shotgun and make them myself.
Yeah, I mean, look...
Maybe they should put on some hot dogs.
Yeah, Batman, like, seriously did not show up very often. Didn't he punch, like, a cop in the face or something?
What, in this movie or in the previous
in this one? No?
No. He's very rude to Commissioner Gordon.
That's what I was going to think.
He might punch a cop, I can't recall, like later on.
Well,
it wouldn't surprise me if he did. That is in fitting with this Batman.
I don't think the cops shoot him later on, but he's just... No, I think he's... Batman himself does the... Beyond, like, leading a lot of police cars to crash.
Right.
I don't believe he has any... he doesn't infringe... His fist doesn't infringe in anyone's faces who are law enforcement officers, as I recall, anyway. But yeah. So I guess we do have here, with very noticeably in the background, we've got the giant statue of Atlas.
Yeah, what is this? He's holding like an atom.
Oh yeah, he is holding an atom. Yeah, because I was sort of like, oh, it's like, I assumed, I guess it's Atlas. And then because this is where the mayor is making all his announcements from, so this guy literally is trying to keep the sky from falling, I guess, now that the city's in crisis.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Shrek's wasn't his plan to make a nuclear power plant or?
Oh yeah, no, maybe that is.
Or a factory, I can't remember.
It is a power plant, but it doesn't specify the type of power, I don't think, does it? So it could be nuclear.
Because that's what I was looking at back there, because, you know, Atlas is holding like an atom. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Up and Atlas.
Maybe this was Shrek's gift to the city, and he's like, hey,
there you go.
I guess we're going to need to go with this, a nuclear power plant, huh? Like, oh, that guy's right. Way, Max Shrek.
Yay!
It reminds me of something you'd see in BioShock.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That's what it reminds me of. I was wondering, this like sort of, I think it's like a, what do you call it? The word escapes me, that type of design aesthetic, which is
like
plastered.
Art Deco.
Yes, Art Deco, which is plastered all over. I think more this movie than it was last one, and of course, Batman Forever and Robin will, do that as well. And I think the animated series does a lot of that.
I believe they, because of the color scheme, they always refer to it as dark deco in the animated series notes.
Nice.
But I have a question, though, because you have the mayor here coming down. You got his 2 aides. You got Shrek there. Very nice spats and a spiffing new hat he's got on. Going, look at me, Red Triangle Gang, I've got a new hat.
Yeah.
But and then you've got, presumably the mayor's wife, the mayor's baby. And then who are these other people? There's an old woman and some guy. Who are they?
Well, I mean, this is the same thing if you watched The Fellowship of the Ring, there's a bunch of people in the Council of Elrond that we never, ever, ever understand or see any reason to be there for,
bunch of people. I was too many people volunteered for that fellowship. I didn't want to. It's not that I'm scared. It's just that I didn't want there to be too many people. So I'm being considered for them for rations and stuff. That was my thing.
Yeah. So it's the same principle. You just need people to fill some seats. It's just like at the Academy Awards.
This is where you would have put Harvey Dent, though. You would assume it's if you're
unfortunately.
Yeah, and then again, friggin' lazy bones Jim Gordon. Where the hell's he? Surely he should. The police commissioner should be there to talk about this heinous crime wave. But maybe this is Mrs. Gordon. He's just sent her instead.
You go in my stead.
Just too many things to do today, honey. Could you just go and? To be fair, though, as we recall, at the start of the first movie, we had the Harvey Dent press conference. And it had Bruce Wayne's empty chair, but next to it was Commissioner Gordon looking as if he wanted to die. So it could.
And yet he remains one of the most consistent actors in all 4 films, doesn't he?
Yeah. How the hell? Why did they keep bringing him back? You think after the first movie they'd go, "Do we really need this Gordon character?"
I guess maybe they decided we have to have him in there, but he's such a small part. Let's just not bother recasting him.
Yeah, but Harvey Dent, whatever.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, despite me saying before that of course people might be scared to go out. In general, I think in this movie, Gotham feels a lot safer than it was portrayed in the last film, where it was like a hellscape. People the streets were chaos. Whereas, is this because of Batman's work in between the 2 films? Has he cleaned things up?
Well, to be fair,
I hope so.
We're only seeing Gotham Plaza, so it could be that you still get the same cesspool outside of this little area. It's just that the Gotham Plaza's kept pretty nice, though.
I just think the whole vibe of the city, though, there's this nice department store there with Shrek, and everyone's having a nice Christmas up until the Red Triangle Gang. It just seems like things they're on the up.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, of course, we got the mayor here, Roscoe Jenkins, of course, played by Mike Murphy.
Yes, Mike Murphy, the man who plays the concerned, in this case we have Mayor, and in X-Men The Last Stand, he also plays a very concerned and scared and frightened doctor, I think? No.
I think it was a senator or something, because he had a whole thing of,
something.
Yeah, he's trying to keep because his son was Ben Foster's version of Angel. And he was like, I can't have this kid be a mutant, so it'll cost me my career.
Yeah, that plot was so well integrated in the entire film.
Yeah, but this guy's political career has been scuppered by bird-like people already in movies, so he's like, I kept keeping the hell away from that.
Yeah. But anyway, he really plays the concerned man so well. So
yeah, Mike Murphy does actually have a really good part in the very weird movie Brewster McCloud. Have you guys ever seen that? It's
never heard of it.
It was a Robert Altman movie. I think it has what's his name, Bud Cort from Harold and Maude, and I think it was Shelley Duvall's first movie. And she's very, very striking looking. It's very quirky sort of little thing. But the whole pitch is that Brewster McCloud, the main character played by Bud Cort, is an expert in aviation. And he wants to build wings so he can fly. And he goes on a kind of mini crime spree to do it. And Mike Murphy is the cop chasing him, who's ostensibly just Bullet. He's just playing Steve McQueen's Bullet. He's got the same outfit. And then they put in blue contact lenses to make him. It looks a bit like Jessica Alba in Fantastic Four 2, where it's just really like, what's up with his eyes? Why the hell are his eyes so blue? But but I guess in that vein, like, yeah, Mike Murphy does have a weird career trajectory of Brewster McCloud and X-Men having problems with people who have wings. And bird people in general because of what happens to them in this movie.
That's right. That's crazy. I like the camera move that goes down from seeing, the wide shot with the mayor and everything. You see all these citizens looking on, and then it just it cranes down to the manhole, and then you got those flipper gloves opening and then shoving aside. It's giving you a sense of tension there.
Yeah, it's a good little build-up. Like the way it's very slow to go down the camera. I like that.
Yeah, that's a light manhole cover. I think they're usually made to be insanely heavy, aren't they?
Yeah, don't you need like equipment to lift them?
Yeah, I think so.
You do, but I think that the Penguin. I think they put a little lighter weight version so they could open it and close it at their convenience.
As in the characters have put it there, not the filmmakers. I see what you mean. Yeah. Maybe because they'd move around the sewers. They could.
That's right. They just replaced this one. No one noticed.
That's what the Penguin was doing throughout the whole first movie. He was like, it's welding all these sewer covers. This is terrible.
I would like a scene where the Penguin talks about what happened in the first movie, because what was he doing when the Joker was running around? I want his opinion on it.
That's the whole problem. Like, it's unfortunate that these movies don't share a lot of continuity, even if it's this movie being a sequel. But I don't think taking continuity very seriously was. It's definitely not Tim Burton's thing, but it's also not something that was very common back then when you were making movies like this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially since the first one was the first sort of big superhero movie since Superman 2, maybe?
Yeah. There is a scene, like we'll touch on it later, where I used to think as a kid they were making an allusion to the Joker, where the Penguin, when he's making one of his speeches and he's all like, has turned Eagle Scouts into crazed clowns and happy homemakers into Catwoman. And I used to think maybe he's referring to the Joker. He was like, he's an Eagle Scout and he turned into a clown. But I think he's actually referring to the Red Triangle guy.
Yeah. That's too bad. I like continuity, and as a kid I would have appreciated it more, because callbacks back then were very rare when it comes to sequels of this nature, and it would have always put a smile on my face if that would have happened.
You have to wait until Batman and Robin for that, where he actually gets in Arkham Asylum in the storage room.
Yeah.
It's inexplicable. It's like, you got the Riddler's outfit. That makes sense. Wasn't the outfit he was arrested in, so I don't know he have it there in the first place. And then Two-Face's outfit. It's like Two-Face died. Why the hell they got his clothes there?
I know.
Because they're nice.
They're nice clothes. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna keep them here. Nice clothes.
Exactly.
The mayor here is though making a very straight, concerned sort of plea for order in the city, and he's speaking as a husband and a father and all this business.
It's so lifeless the way he talks. Is that why everybody wants to get rid of him?
I think that's the thing though, because the original Dan Watershaft though, because they make the mayor a bit more of a bumbling idiot. And I don't know if maybe Dan Waters was still picturing Mayor Borg in his head when he was writing it. He had the same beef with us. Like, that asshole. Of course, he's a complete jackass. I'm going to write him as stupid as I can. But yeah, his speech actually, they come in midway as the mayor saying, and Batman said to me, Mayor, we're not going to let this happen again. And then brackets, stupidly dramatic. And I said, you better believe it. And it cuts back to Wayne Manor, Bruce Wayne watching this on the TV. And it says, Bruce wanders into the living room punching at his dark Game Boy. So Bruce Wayne playing a Game Boy.
What?
Yeah.
Why did I not read the page for this episode? What the hell?
And then,
Dark
Bruce...
Game Boy.
he says to himself, apparently he must be playing Pac-Man, because he says, on the screen, a red dot eats up a group of white dots. So I guess that's kind of Pac-Man, I guess.
I'm trying to think, what else could it be?
The Game Boy didn't have any colors. Okay, first of all.
That's a good point, actually. Not for a long time.
Nope. And I don't know what this guy's talking about. This guy's just writing nonsense.
It's a bit like in movies when they're playing video games, and they'll have like a PlayStation controller.
Yes.
But it'll still be making sound effects like from the NES. Yeah. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This crusty old sound guy is just like, oh, I know computers. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll do.
Yeah.
Or they'll have two controllers, but they'll clearly be playing a single player game.
Yeah. Oh, I hate it.
But then you got the mayor in that draft as well. It goes on to say whether this penguin is ruler of the literal underworld or just an old wives' tale, I tell you as a leader and as a father, I'm not afraid to kick a little you know what. And they really cheesing this guy up. As like, I can imagine the whole public is just like, oh Jesus, this guy.
Can we have the election now?
Because this mayor is like, oh, you understand them using the upswing of what's about to happen to Max Schreck to usher in, the penguin, and maybe people will be like, oh yeah, this penguin guy's pretty cool. But the original draft's very much like, no, this mayor is just such an idiot. We need to get rid of anybody could friggin' run against him and be elected.
Right.
I was going to say then, it's a bit unrealistic the way this guy comes out of nowhere and they all just think, oh, he's pretty cool. Let's make him the mayor. But I mean, American politics at the moment.
Well, there you go. There you go.
But speaking of guys who just come out of nowhere, a guy just comes out of nowhere. Flippy acrobat thug.
He's a gymnast.
Yeah, comes in, grabs the mayor's baby, much to the shock and awe of the very old sound effect of a shocked and awed crowd they use.
Dude, that sound effect. Okay, so I don't know if anybody knows what I do sometimes, and I dabble with sound effects a lot, sound mixing and sound designing and stuff like that. And I happen to have a library of these things, and this sound effect has been bothering me. This thing shows up maybe 3 times in this movie. That stupid thing, it's just like I hear it everywhere. I even hear it in new movies, and I'm just wondering, can't we just come together, bring a lot of people, just a group of people, and just record maybe 70 new takes of so we don't use this because this is so annoying.
Just spend an hour just even get the crew. Just make some sounds.
Someone was desperately trying to make the new Wilhelm scream, which does feature in this movie as well.
I'm not surprised. What are you guys' opinions on the Wilhelm scream?
I don't mind it, because I know a lot of people now poo-poo it because it's very distracting, because when it pops up, you know what it is.
It takes you out of the moment. It's true, because like for me, this is the case, because I loved it when I was younger, because I got the joke, wink wink, nudge nudge, But what happened is like lately it's just been grating to me, because it does take me out of the moment, because it's no longer, because like the whole point of the Wilhelm scream was for sound designers to sort of like it's an inside joke for them. It's like the sound effect, you put the sound effect in there, it's funny, and no one's gonna notice because no one's used to it. But now it's just it's not an inside joke anymore, so we need a new Wilhelm scream.
I think we do, because I like it, but at the same time it takes me out of the movie, so I'm kind of conflicted, because no matter what I'm watching, when it happens I'm like, that was the scream. And it is distracting
as it stands. I'm sorry, like as it stands on its own, I love it. I love the sound, but it's just like you can't use it anymore because everyone gets the joke, so it's got to retire. It's got to retire.
Yeah, let's there must be like just a new one. Actually, I do notice that sometimes in movies it won't quite be the Wilhelm scream. It'll sound like it, and that distracts me just as much, because I'm like, they were trying to do their own version of it.
Oh, really? Okay, well.
They're worried they couldn't get the rights, so like, they probably charge you an arm and a leg for that Wilhelm scream. We can't use that.
But yeah, that the shock and awe crowd is one of those things that just bug me so much. I've heard it so many times.
But yeah, we do get though, acrobat thug hoists the baby away from its mother, and then has this little quip of like, I'm not good at making speeches, so I'll just say thanks.
That was the right time to do a joke, to do a gag, but they don't.
But something like Gotham actually set up like snipers and he just got shot in the head or something. It's like, oh, we get too many attacks in this frickin' city to not have the insane security set up for something like this.
It's certainly a bold move, stealing the mayor's baby. Jesus Christ.
You do have to wonder why there isn't more security, actually. I guess you can assume maybe the Penguin took them out or something.
Well,
but...
it's a pretty corrupt town, but the Penguin doesn't seem to have a lot of connections to, the kind of mobs that would be paying them off like the Joker did.
Yeah. So, I'm not too sure. Guess you just have to accept it as this is a thing. They don't have security around the press conference.
They're all dead. The Joker killed all the cops.
Ouch. Still suffering from that. Do you guys know about this gentleman here who...
Yeah, but if you've done the research, by all means, go ahead.
I haven't. I was asking for real.
Oh, okay. The thing is that this guy I was very excited to talk about because this is Gregory Scott Cummings, an actor of some note. Apparently he's on Bosch at the minute, which I don't watch, but apparently he's like a big character in it. He started off in the movie Hack-O-Lantern. Went on to work in the movie called Forever with Sean Young, not Batman Forever. And yes, that Sean Young from was in the previous, almost in the previous movie, and was desperately trying to be in this movie as well. But he worked on Cliffhanger, the episodes of Baywatch Nights, and appeared in the movie WB Blue and the Bean, which are all David Hasselhoff vehicles. So I guess maybe him and Dave are friends. He's also in an episode of Buffy as well. But the main thing people would know this guy from is that he's a recurring character in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which of course stars...
Yes.
Oh!
Yeah, this is Mac's dad. That's the fantastic recurring character of Luther MacDonald, which people haven't seen It's Always Sunny, is that... Yeah, Mac's dad's just like this he's a criminal, convicted criminal. Mac seems to be estranged from him, always goes to visit him in prison. And he's the most insane looking man. Just like the hair scraped back, slicked in his head, eyes just pulsating out of his skull. And he always has a barbed wire tattooed around his neck and stuff. And every time they'll have a recurring thing with him where like it seems as if he really, really hates his son. And he's very, very dismissive of him. But there'll be like an episode where he'll get released and he's like, ask the son to drive him around to see people that he has to take care of business. And then Mac, the son, will wait in the car. This guy will come back out and he's like, oh, did you take care of business, Dad? He's like, yeah. And you're supposed to be like, oh, he's obviously killing people. And the son keeps saying, oh, we should go off and do go on a fun visit and stuff. And he's like, no, we're not going to be doing that. And then at the end of the episode, they'll end up getting the dad arrested again. And it'll turn out that like he actually was just visiting people. Everyone really loves the guy. And he was actually trying to surprise his son with his trip and stuff. But now he's going back to prison. And it just sort of always leaves it a call like, I want to be a surprise, son, but I'm going to kill you. And the next time he shows up, you're always concerned he's going to kill Mac and Charlie, but he never does.
I love any episode with him in. They're all great.
He is one of the best characters they have in it. It features, because there's a whole 2-episode storyline where like he gets released and Mac tries to fake his own death to avoid him. And it's like one easily. I remember I rewatched the episode not too long back, and it's like that's one of the best episodes they ever did. Because even the B plots are all like, oh, that's the one where Dennis and Danny DeVito go to like the Eyes Wide Shut orgy that turns out to be like a sad little thing at some guy's dingy flat and stuff.
There's a buffet.
Yeah, that's just like a lot of really like portly middle-aged people just hanging about with really crap cheap masks on and stuff.
That's what I imagine attending. Let me just say one of those events. That's how I'll describe it. That's what I imagine it would be like in reality.
Right.
But yeah, so a lot of people will be like, oh, that's that guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I couldn't believe it was him when I was doing research for this. I was like, oh my God, it blew my mind. Now I know it's obvious. You can see.
Oh, totally. But also as well, it should be said that because if you look up Gregory Scott Cummings, you get a picture of him in a football uniform. An American football uniform. And apparently he used to play for the San Diego Chargers, but until an injury forced him into early retirement, much like I know apparently Matt Smith, the guy who played Doctor Who, like he apparently was going to be a football player, and then an injury scuppered that dream. And Gordon Ramsay claims the same, that he was like going to be a player for Rangers or something like that.
Yeah, he was getting quite big, I think.
Oh, because I always took it as that's just Gordon Ramsay just saying stuff because I don't believe anything he says.
No, I think he was. Yeah, I'm sure he was at least doing a trial with Glasgow Rangers.
Oh, well, there you go then.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, that's who that guy was. So
Now, this guy, though, he doesn't look like he'd play American football. Maybe I'm biased. I assume they're all big guys, but I suppose you need smaller people for running fast.
yeah, because he's like maybe it's been a couple of years. I think maybe he did that in like the 70s, and so this is like 92. So maybe it's just been a couple of years. He's not got the same gait that he used to have. I will say though, I love if he actually, again, you notice this watching it a minute at a time, as he does his flip off the podium and everyone's freaking out. Max Schreck there is just cool as a cucumber, just kind of casually watching it.
Oh yeah, well he knows what's going on. Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah. But it's just the fact he's not even pretending to be like, oh my god. He's just like,
no, he's just just sitting there watching. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Imagine taking out the pocket watch, just like, yeah. So I've got places to be. So if we could move this along, that'd be great. And also a thing I noticed, looking at this closely in depth, is when the guy goes down into the sewer, you notice the side sort of wobbles a little bit. So it's obviously like a felt, maybe not felt, but it's some sort of material inside the hole to make it look like a soft material, to make it look like, the cavernous walls of a sewer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you look at the bottom of it.
Well.
And yeah, as he goes in, a little bit of it sort of wafts, so you can see what
Well spotted.
You've been revealed. You've been ratted out. Movies, just a bunch of lies.
These acrobatics are insane. Obviously, it's not him doing it, the actor. I say that, why wouldn't you just, for that couple of seconds of dialogue, why wouldn't you just get the stunt guy to do it?
That's what I was wondering myself. I thought he was doing all his own stunts, as it were.
As far as I'm aware, he's not. I don't think he does things like this, does he?
I don't think so, because it always cuts between all the acrobatic stuff and then the parts where he's actually talking in close up. So it's a little baffling. But I guess if you have money to spend on it or whatever, just might as well.
Yeah. Maybe it was just sort of doing a friend a favor.
Yeah, something like that.
Put him in the movie somewhere.
Happens more often than you think.
It does, yeah.
I was trying to find if there was a credit for the acrobat or acrobatics done by such and such, but no, it's just it's a wave of just stunts, and they don't specify what each person did. So I guess it's just some one of the stunt guys did this, right. Or maybe it was even a stunt woman. You don't know. It's just like somebody threw on a leotard and did the thing. So.
It is fantastic. It looks great.
And the public all zooming around this friggin' manhole.
Yeah, good old point of view camera. Nice wide shot. I mean, Burton just uses wide angle lenses in general, but it's a nice one. And, very camp.
This is the extras get their day. It's like, oh no, we're all gonna get a little mini starring part in the movie now because we're all gonna be in focus.
There's Clark Kent up there on the top left.
There's a whole bunch of actually. I'm not too sure whether to go on them in this minute or in the next minute because
let's do next minute.
Because these guys they really steal the show for a second or two here. Of course, I think the real star of this minute though was of course the baby. Which is, as we saw in that flip, that fake baby. Yeah, that was that fake baby went on to be the fake baby in American Sniper as well.
Nice.
Oh, what a prestigious career.
Nice.
That is one hell of a fake baby.
Yeah.
I don't know how I mean, who am I to talk? How hard is it to fake a baby? But it's
at the same time, it doesn't matter. You're not looking at the baby unless you're combing through this movie like we are. You're looking at the guy flipping around.
I don't know, man. When I was a kid,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think when I was watching this years ago, I was always like, "Oh, that's one fake baby."
Fake baby watch. That's your new Tumblr page.
Probably that would be a good.
It would.
Let's try to find fake babies in movies. So we already got two. We got American Sniper and this baby.
Yep, we got two. That's good.
Pretty sure if you look at Three Men and a Baby, there's bound to be a couple of very blatant fake baby shots in that too.
Oh yeah.
Beyond the ghost that's in it and stuff. But that's neither here nor there. And yeah, so then we get the guy puts on this sort of pantomime down there of like, oh no, the hideous penguin man, don't hurt me, just take the baby, please.
Do you think they're working together?
No.
Can't
Could
be.
it be?
It really becomes obvious in the next minute, but like I don't think it ever shook me as a kid just how blatantly fake this is, though. Like how idiotic you'd have to be to not see how fake this all is.
It's genius. What are you talking about?
I got a letter, or not a letter. I got a message from someone on the Discord.
Oh yeah, just ignore that.
Oh yeah.
No one's gonna read it when they're listening to this podcast.
It's just Dave Palace trying to get in.
Just trying to steal my show. I mean,
It's like look out the window to see Dave Palace's face pressed up against the glass.
get out of here. Oh, that was a J. Jonah Jameson there. Batman, he's a criminal.
That was actually pretty good. That's a pretty good J.K. Simmons.
Well, thank you
J.
very
Jonah
much.
Jameson.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't get to do that a lot in Spider-Man Minute, ironically.
Really?
Oh, I would have been speaking like that the whole episode.
That'd be amazing.
I think that was the thing, though, because that was like, when we were on the first minute, I didn't think we had any sway, because we were just like, oh, we're just newbies. But I was kind of hoping when Scott invited us on the next one, I was like, I hope I can swing us for a Jonah minute. And like, oh, we didn't get one. It's like next movie, I'll be like, oh no, I'm going to have to insist we got a J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, please do insist. I think he's in it more in that one.
I think it's he has the best bits.
Yeah, the one with the
Yeah. Oh, that is the saving grace of that movie. It's
blood
just that
pressure.
scene.
Yeah.
Because even in the second one, the best bit of the whole movie, and the best bit of the whole three movies, is like him eulogizing Spider-Man's suit. And been like, oh, he was a hero. He was the best of us.
Yeah.
And he was nothing but. And then the suit disappears. And he's like, he's a thief. He's a menace. I was like, oh, I love this guy. I love this character so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anywho, let's cracking back into Batman. We got a little shot here of the Gregory Scott Cummings and the Penguin handing off to the Penguin. You really get to see how intensely pale the Penguin is in this, because the way the light is, it's like, holy crap! I didn't realize how pale he was.
Yeah, Tim Burton.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
To be honest, look, there's a huge amount of charm that Tim Burton emits with his visual preferences.
Yes. I mean, there's barely anything pulled from other Batman sources. It is just Tim Burton doing Tim.
Yeah. This is actually these two guys together on screen, Danny D and Gregory Scott Cummings, would reunite years later in an episode of It's Always Sunny.
There we go.
They have an episode where they're just sitting having dinner together and stuff. And,
Beautiful.
At the time, you weren't realizing this was the grand reunion. I wonder if the thing is that the Danny D recognized this guy when he was recording. Was he like, "Do I know you?" Or was there any kind of like, "Oh yeah, we worked together like for 10 seconds in Batman Returns."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course we got a grand old vision of the duck. The penguin
Yeah,
duck.
is this the first time we get to see the duck?
Oh, I love that. I'm going to talk about that more on Friday, but I love that duck boat. How incredible is it that he's going around in that thing?
Yeah, that's one of
Genius.
the other things that scarred me as a child, to be honest.
But the duck.
Yes, because it's a
creepy,
juxtaposition of this childlike innocence with this creepy, pale, sad story sort of thing, and that's what really triggered my emotions as a kid and made me kind of scared. Not scared, but like disturbed.
Just imagine you having recording this, waking up tonight in cold sweats, imagine it been chased by the duck or something.
No, it's fine. That's it's just when I was a kid. It's all good.
No. Oh well, fair enough then. Then we got the ascent of the duck.
Yep.
Which we did briefly have. We had allusions to it earlier in the movie, where the little duck was dangling off the penguin's cage when he was a baby. And we saw briefly when we're going through Arctic World, you see them hanging in the background. But this is the first time we've been sort of shown, he's got a duck. What do you know? But yeah, that's pretty much it. All I've got for this minute. Unless you guys, do you have anything else in particular to talk about here? Or?
Not really. I'd wait until the next episode. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I haven't got anything else really for this one. I mean, it's a fun minute, but there's not much to talk about in the way of facts or differences in the drafts and things. No, it's pretty much all the same. Except for in the original draft, which bears no resemblance to the finished film anyway. So how do you compare?
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess we can wrap this one up then.
That's right, we can.
Yeah, well, Phil, one more time, would you like to tell our listeners where they can get in touch with you on the interwebs?
Yes, sir. Well, you can go on to phildragash.com. It's going to be changed, but right now, this is the only thing I have. And if you just want to Google me at Phil Dragash, Dragash, and we're on the Matrix Minute, which is the matrixminute.1. Of course, the Matrix Minute has just been discontinued, but it's still a fine program, and I think you'll find a lot of entertainment, especially if you like the Matrix.
I think that the way you say discontinued makes it seem as if you're like cancelled or something. Where it's like you just finished the movie. Like it's
It's out of print.
I had to find something to say, and I ran out of it. This first thing that popped into my head.
I do wonder if like, maybe someone will take up the mantle, because I know the guys at Jurassic Park Minute, they just did the first movie, and then someone else has come in to do the second two, and I'm presuming they'll be going on to do all of them. So
I think they are doing the Jurassic World franchise, aren't they? Isn't that fun?
I mean, oh, interesting.
Oh,
I do feel bad for those guys, because they really did have like, you had a great first movie, and then it's like, so we get to do all the crap, like all the rubbish.
But if you like it, good on you.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So.
and it's a good podcast.
Yeah, man.
And I don't hate any of the sequels. I just think they're, in comparison to the first one, they're like B movies. You know,
Well,
they're like the Jaws sequels. They're like, well, they're fun, but they're not good movies.
right. I
You're
guess.
losing people here, John. With
But
that.
it just yeah, for me, yeah, you're gonna lose me soon. But like, if it just like just to me, it depends on what your outlook is on what you feel Jurassic Park should be. And
Yes, I agree. None of them are even half of the film that the first one
no,
is.
the first one, because I don't get to be on Jurassic Park Minute. Obviously, that was gone a long time ago, extinct. I'll just put my 2 cents in here. I think that Jurassic Park was a movie that balanced the adventure aspect with like science fiction and the nature of the novel very, very well. I mean, it's just perfect middle ground.
Yeah. Balanced all of those things and put it into one of the perfect Spielberg packages,
Yeah,
really.
it's like the best of both worlds, and it's very amazing how that, balanced itself out so well. Okay, cool.
So yes, Jurassic Park.
You should. I listened to it
and make
when
sure
it was,
to check
yeah.
out The Matrix.
And that too. Yeah. Those two are gems. Just check them out.
Yeah, and get chatting with us at the Bat Minute Listeners Cave. That's always a fun time. It's since we started this season, it's been having a big resurgence, obviously, because in the hiatus it wasn't as used, but now it seems to be used more.
Yeah.
Wow.
totally.
You
There's a
should
lot
change
going
it to relate to the movie. So in this case, it's the Bat Minute Session Sewer.
Oh, I would like to do that, but it would get very confusing
Yeah,
when people go
yeah.
back years later to listen and then go, "Where's this group?" What's it called?
Yeah.
Because we've changed it 20
Yeah.
times. But yes, I do like that plan. And a plan I do like as well is the one to return on Friday to finish off the week with minute
Yes, my
36.
last episode for Batman Returns.
Oh, we'll miss you, man. We'll miss you.
I'll miss you guys. I guess we'll talk again next year.
Yeah, we could always do a hiatus project or two. We'll see.
Hey,
We'll see.
okay.
We're only just doing this movie now. We'll wait.
Yeah.
But when we finish, we could be in touch. We'll see. And we'll
Alrighty.
see you all again on Friday.
Next time, the Penguin takes flight. A perplexing but progeny-saving penguin promulgates his presence, and the precinct's paparazzi hit pay dirt. But which protector with a pout is trying out if there's more to this new sewer-ascending lout with a snout? Find out Wednesday. Same Bat Pod, different Bat Minute.